blitzer. Jimmy Johnson used to coach the team, and Jerry Jones.
It's quite a smorgasbord.
It is.
You were fishing for something to say.
When in doubt, fall back on food.
It's a major poo-poo platter. Here is Pete sneaking first down.
Sometimes it flames, too.
Yes, it does. Ray Rhodes in his first year. It's kind of funny the way it worked with Philadelphia. Remember, Jeffrey Lurie bought the team last year, and Rich Kotite was the coach. They got off to a great start. Clearly, if Jimmy Johnson had wanted the job, he could have had it. They talked to Dick Vermeil. He could have had it at one point. Mike Shanahan, all he had to do was say yes. Rhodes was down the list early on, but emerged as the guy at the end. From the 43-yard line, Waters. And he gets run out of bounds by Woodson as he crosses the 50-yard line. And there is the owner of the Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie, who at one point attempted to buy the New England Patriots, couldn't pull that off, and wanted to own an NFL franchise and took over for Norman Brayman in Philadelphia.
Well, I think he hit big-time pay dirt with Ray Rhodes. He is a fine football coach. He's done an awful lot with, quite frankly, talent, a lot of it unknown. Some of them have not, several of them didn't even play last year, and he's got them on a 4-game winning streak, got them believing in themselves. They've got a good offense and a good defense. It looks like San Francisco, and someday it may be that.
Former 49er Ricky Waters picks up 3.
You're talking about Rhodes. How about the way he's been able to get this team to gel with the number of new players that he has added virtually overnight? He comes into this thing at 5-3 tonight, but this is a brand new football team. What they've only got 3 players on this team that played for Buddy Ryan. One of them's not playing. That's Randall Cunningham. But look at this: 32 players on this team didn't play on last year's team. If you take away the 2 expansion teams, that no one in the NFL comes close to that.
2nd and 7. Pete going deep and throws it out of bounds. They had only 5 starters from the '93 team still in the starting lineup tonight. And the other thing, Dan, is not only did they make all of the wholesale roster adjustments as you look at Randall Cunningham, but it's a brand new coaching staff, and most of his assistants have come from the college ranks.
Yeah, the one key guy that he got that really has helped them is defensive coordinator Emmett Thomas.
Well, Emmett Thomas, a long time with Washington, and before that Arizona. He knows this division. And he was important for Ray Rhodes. He really did not know this division. And there is his offensive coordinator, John Gruden. He's 32 years old.
Right. On 3rd and 7, the catch is made at the 35-yard line, and Chris T. Jones, the rookie from Miami, has enough for a first down.
Another tackle by Sanders. Well, they'll credit him with that.
Now, that's not to be confused with Christy Brinkley. It's not Christy, it's Chris T.
For Spike Jones, right? That's right.
Yeah, out of Miami. You can get up and run in this game, Chris.
Deion was hoping he would.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Here's Waters. Inside hand off, picks up 5 to the 29. Well, huge news, of course, in the NFL. It was burgeoning and was made official today. The for-the-moment Cleveland Browns next week go to Pittsburgh. That's our matchup on Monday Night Football. And Art Modell in a press conference in Baltimore today, early this afternoon, announcing the Browns have made a deal with Baltimore to go there next year to play at Memorial Stadium, and then they'll build a brand new football stadium, 70,000 seats, right next to Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And the Cleveland Browns, at least for the moment, are on their way to Baltimore, pending any litigation.
I'm still digesting that one.
2nd and 4 is Ricky Waters. Fights his way to the 20-yard line, and that's an Eagle first down behind a Guy McIntyre block.
Well, the NFL owners are meeting here in Dallas starting tomorrow. At some point in time, they're going to have to meet and address the Cleveland situation. 2/3 of the ownership must agree to allow the Browns to move. I guess today the city of Cleveland filed a lawsuit trying to block that move. So
it's a busy day in the courts.
Yes, they signed an agreement to move to Baltimore, but it's they're not there yet. You know, it's going to be surreal enough being in Pittsburgh. Imagine if that game next week was going to be played in Cleveland.
First and 10 from the 20. That pass is incomplete. Calvin Williams looks around for a flag and doesn't find it. Darren Woodson covering on the play.
Darren Woodson not popping up. He finally got up, but for a moment he was acting like he was hurt. There certainly was contact in the end zone, and Williams ends up on the ground. 31 is Brock Marion. Boy, and he comes in and jostles Williams pretty good. Ooh, that's dangerously close to interference.
If that ball been a little closer to the receiver, you might have seen a flag.
It might have come into their consideration, Frank. You're right. That ball was at the back of the end zone. And here comes Dion off to the side.
I think I wonder about his left hamstring.
Alundis Bryce will replace him, a rookie from Mississippi. Second down and 10 at the 20-yard line. There's Bryce. 11th play of this drive as the Eagles trail by 2 touchdowns and try to get back into it. Garner spins, nowhere to go. Then he'll gain 3rd and long upcoming. Well, Smith and Hennings make the tackle.
I know it's fine to run the football. Here comes Dion back out. I think the Eagles missed an opportunity to throw the football. The top 3 Cowboy cornerbacks at various times this season were Kevin Smith, Deion Sanders, and then Clayton Holmes. And at that particular moment, all 3 of those guys were not in the ball game. I might have been really tempted to throw the football. Now Deion's back in.
Smith ripping an Achilles on opening day and gone for the season. 3rd and 10. Garner stays in the block. He has time, and the pass is errant. Intended for Rob Carpenter. It'll be 4th down, and it will set up a 38-yard field goal attempt.
Oh, Rodney shook his head. He had Carpenter open. Carpenter had opened up a little gap between he and Sanders. And
we talked about Kevin Smith, the cornerback, the great corner, who
he's still on crutches, I believe.
Yeah, well, we saw him opening night in that opening night Monday night game in New York.
That's the pass we're referring to. Carpenter was there, and Pete missed him.
Smith had signed a huge contract extension 2 days before, and then they lost him for the season, making it all that more imperative to sign Dion.
Right. Of course, Larry Brown still holds 4th on the other side. Got 3 picks on the year, having a good year, but boy, wide open on the other.
37-yard field goal by Gary Anderson to make it 17-6. Irving, Texas. Al Michaels with Frank Gifford, Dan Deerdorf, and Lynn Swan. 1:59 to go in the half, and the Cowboys leading the Eagles 17-6. Kelvin Martin back to receive the kick as John Jett gets set to boot for the Cowboys, their first punt of the evening. Line of scrimmage is the Philly 43. Fair catch is called for and made at the 12-yard line by Kelvin Martin. So the Eagles will take over there with 1:51 to go in the half. Randall Cunningham just getting loose on the sideline, just to get loose.
It's funny. It's in the 50s here tonight. I don't blame it.
Now that Ray Rhodes is thinking about a change here is Rodney Peete from the 11-yard line. Guns one over the middle to Calvin Williams. And he's up to the 25. That's a gain of 14. Darren Smith makes the tackle. 1st and 10.
Even a field goal, the symbolism, much less making it a 17-9 game, would really help energize this Eagles team on its way into the locker room, especially starting from poor field position like this.
Philly with all of its timeouts. Pete avoids the initial sack.
That's got to be a face mask there. Way Rodney's head snapped back. Look at that.
Took his helmet off.
Ooh. Hervin McCormick making his first NFL appearance is the guy.
Feel good about this, Al, jumping the gun like this? You put a lot of pressure on yourself when you name a guy beforehand.
Tom White hasn't been naming them.
Well, Tom White, the way he's been going tonight, he might just go, that guy over there did. Penalty on that guy.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, number 99, the foul was behind the line of scrimmage, and the run ended behind the line of scrimmage. The penalty enforced from the end of the run behind the line, 15 yards, first down.
Got the big one, 15.
Well, the way that spins his hat around,
that could hurt somebody.
Oh,
really big time.
That is a 15-yarder.
Up to the 38 with 1:18 and the clock ticking down. Pete takes off. And Darren Smith runs him down after a gain of 1. And the Eagles will spend their first timeout.
Frank, you talked earlier about the athleticism of these Dallas linebackers. A good example.
And speed. Darren Smith playing it on his second game this year. Runs beat down.
.110 left in the half, and the Eagles with 2 timeouts. Second down and 9 for Philly at its own 39-yard line. Dallas up 17-6. Talked about how tough Dallas's schedule is upcoming with San Francisco here, then at Oakland and Kansas City. Eagles go back. Big game for them next Sunday night against Denver. Then the Giants at home and at Washington.
Congrats to John Elway, who went over 40,000 yards along with Warren Moon.
Second and 9. Pete has to take off again and slides to a stop up at the 48-yard line. And he's close to a first down.
They put you where you went into the slide, not where you end up. Where you first touched the turf, and that wasn't enough to get the Eagle first down.
Third and 1, and he seeks that one and gets it with that second thrust up to the 49, and now they take a timeout. So with 45 ticks left, they're at their own 49-yard line and 1 timeout left.
First down.
Florida won, Florida State lost, but the Buckeyes moved to number 2. What's that do to the New Year's Day extravaganza?
Stay tuned. Oh, stay tuned, all right. Darren Smith with a sack and a half.
Yeah, they've missed Darren Smith. He has great quickness, athleticism. Cowboys don't blitz you that much, and you usually are not set prepared for it, and that was rather obvious.
Well, they had it back to that side, but he releases and goes out in coverage, and Smith is all alone.
This play is dead. Second and 17 with 27 seconds on the clock and 1 timeout for Philly.
False start. Number 76 offense moving prior to the snap. 5 yards. Second down.
They're going to get the Cowboys calling timeouts here in a moment.
There's a pair to draw to right there, huh? Garrett Brooks flagged for the penalty, the rookie tackle out of Kansas State. Bernard Williams would have been their regular left tackle this year, but he has been suspended for the season.
7 defensive backs.
Second and a mile, and Rodney Peete throws a tremendous catch is made at the 40-yard line by Chris T. Jones, but there's a flag down all the way back at the Eagle 38.
Might have been roughing Rodney.
No, ineligible man downfield.
Rodney looked like he was going to run. One of his linemen picked it up, started moving downfield.
But it was a fine job by Rodney of having an awareness of where the line of scrimmage was and not crossing it. But you can see right there that it looked like one of his linemen, might have been Raleigh McKenzie, was downfield.
Ineligible lineman, number 63, offense, downfield, still second down.
That's a really tough deal to criticize a lineman for. He's trying to hustle out there and protect his quarterback. He doesn't know if he's going to scramble and run. He doesn't know if he's going to throw. It looked like McKenzie was no more than a yard downfield.
And he can't watch him. He takes a look at it. It looks like he's going to run, and then he has to look upfield.
That just falls into the category of just really a bad break. I'm not sure he can even see the first down marker.
Second and forever. As Pete throws, the catch is made up at the 45-yard line by Kelvin Martin. It's a nice game, but he's still 10 yards shy of the first down, and more importantly, the clock ticks down. Pete tries to take a timeout, and they don't see him, and now they finally give him a timeout with 1 second left on the clock, and Rodney's going to probably contend there should be 3 or 4. So that's a moot point at this point with 1 play left.
Timeout, Philadelphia.
You're going to have the same play. They're going to throw it deep, look for the defensive foul.
Barry Switzer. Well, you know, we forget about Barry.
Well, you can't